Hey YouTube, Kier Twig here, bringing you guys an update to my Performapal deck profile for August 2016. This is probably the deck I update the most, as I've stated before, just because we always get a lot of new Performapal support with each pack, and we got some really cool ones in the latest Dark Illusion pack, so I thought I'd bring you guys the update using my girlfriend Marissa's deck for this deck profile because it's also her favorite deck and she updates it along with me and she uses it the most as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. I run one monkey board. It's at one. It's your searcher and probably your best scale one pendulum, just because you can use it to search out Skullcrabat Joker and use Skullcrabat to grab the other pendulum scale, which could be Odd Eyes Unicorn, giving you a great scale of 1 through 8. And one Skullcrabat, the two cards that are at one, when you normal summon this card, you can add a Performapal or an Odd Eyes from your deck to your hand. So you can search your Odd Eyes for Power Push, or, like I said, the other Pendulum Scale, unless you have it in your hand. And the Pendulum Scale effect for Skullcrabat is just, you can't special monsters except for Magicians, Odd Eyes, or Performapals. So it's best just to use it for the normal summon. And I also run one Odd Eyes Unicorn. Basically, this card, when your Odd Eyes monster attacks, you can target another monster you control and gain attack equal to that one. So you can push up Odd Eyes' power with this card in your scale. And when you normal summon this card, or special summon, you can target a Performapal monster in your graveyard and gain life points equal to its attack. So mostly use it for the pendulum scale. Putting this on the field, yeah, you'll gain life, but it's only got 100 attack, so you really, hit some damage there. And I also run 3 Pendulum Sorcerers. This card's really good. It lets you search when you special summon it, using its monster effect for 2 more Performapal monsters, destroying stuff, so you can blow up your scales after you Pendulum summon, so you don't have to worry about your opponent destroying them and search for some other ones. And the Pendulum effect, when you special summon a Performapal, they all Performapal monsters you currently control gain 1000 attack. So this guy can really help for your push game, reaching big numbers. If you get like 5 Performapals on the field, that's plus 5000 attack in total, meaning that's pretty much game, hopefully. And I also run 2 Lizard Draw, good for the draw power with the scale. It's got a scale of 6, so if you set this and Monkey Board, you have 1 through 6. Pendulum Summon, then pop the Lizard Draw for an extra draw, and you can use the monster effect. If your opponent destroys another Performapal, for everyone you control, draw a card. And I also run 2 Parrot Trio for your normal monsters. When it is destroyed on the field by battle, you can special summon a normal Performapal monster from your deck. So you can get Second Donkey or Sleight Hand Magician, whichever you prefer for the situation. Second Donkey will give you a extra search, while Sleight Hand will have that power up that you can use next turn to destroy monsters. And I'm also running 2 of the new Radish Horse. Basically, with Radish Horse, once per turn in the Pendulum Scale, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls and one Performapal monster you control. That opponent's monster loses attack equal to the attack of the Performapal monster you control, even if this card leaves the field. So good for getting over some high attack point monsters, which is one thing this deck does sometimes have a problem with, is just getting over big stuff. And the monster effect is, if your opponent controls a special summon monster and you control at least as many monsters as you do, you can special summon this card from your hand, and once per turn you can target one face-up monster on each player's field until the end of this turn. That opponent's monster loses attack equal to this card's attack, and if it does, that monster you control gains attack equal to the attack. So once again, another easy way to get over an opponent's high attack point monster. And it's also a plant type, which is a first for the Performapals, meaning it works well with Dramatic Theater. And I'll also run 2 of the new Gum Gum Mutton. It stops your Performapal from being destroyed by battle in the Pendulum Scale, and it has a similar effect with the monster as well. Effect. Best to have it in the scale though, protect monster effect, so it works really good with Bubble Barrier. And also 1 Odd Eyes Phoenix along with Unicorn. This card is good for the search off of Sky Iris, and it also has a boost up effect as well by tributing it. And I also run 2 King Bear. This card helps basically with the search effect, and it also gets boosted up power with its monster effect for every Performapal card you control, so including pendulum scales. This guy can get up really big, along with Odd Eyes. This is probably the best thing you can target with Odd Eyes when you're using Odd Eyes Unicorn's effect, reaching up to over 5,000 with this card's attack. And I also run 2 Silver Claw. This is a pretty heavy monster mash deck, but the basics for the deck is to, get out a lot of monsters and go for that Performapal push. Silver Claw gains Power Boost, one of the oldest Performapals in the deck that you use. Just really good with 2 boost up power effects on both the monster and pendulum scale effect. And Fire Flux really helps with the OTK prowess, because when you attack, if this card's in your monster zone, your opponent can't activate spell or traps, so none of the new mirror forces or anything like that. And the pendulum scale, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you contribute 1 Performapal monster to negate the attack in the battle phase, so good for protection there as well. And wrapping up for the normal monsters, 3 Second Donkey. This card is just good for basically searching out. If you have 2 pendulum scales full, you either send the Performapal to the graveyard, but if both the pendulum scales are full, you add to your hand. And 1 Sleight Hand Magician, just for an additional special summon effect. If not, you can also pendulum summon it off of the Parrot Trio, but it's good for popping effects just by discarding a card and targeting 1 face-up card on the field and destroying it. And then also 2 Odd Eyes, just for the Sky Iris search, Skull Acrobat search, and also the Dramatic Theater special summon, very vital in the deck now. And to finish up the monsters, I run 1 Archfiend Eccentric. If you would prefer pop power, I recommend using the Archfiend Eccentric. But if you want draw power, you can put Git Turtle back into the deck and use that instead for your draw pushes with Lizard Draw. And that's it for the monsters. Like I said, big monster count. Very good because they're all mostly pendulum monsters, so you have your pendulum scale sets and all that. Just have to watch out for anti-spell fragrances, stuff like that, but that's when you side in Twin Twisters and all that to stop for those plays. Now for spells, I run 3 Performance Hurricanes. Once again, big part of the push. If you get all 5 Performapal monsters on the field, you're returning 5 cards to your opponent's hand with this card, which is really good, especially if you get over Exceed monsters, extra deck monsters, stuff like that. And I also run 2 Dramatic Theater. It's another power-up push for every different type of monster you control. And if you control 4 different Performapals, you can special summon an Odd Eyes from your hand deck or graveyard. So that's your final push right there, getting out your final monster using this card and even giving him the power-up boost. And 1 Sky Iris as well. It's mostly the time preference if you want 1 Dramatic Theater and 2 Sky Irises. For this time around, Dramatic Theater is just for the easy push. Sky Iris is usually a protection card and also a search card, but Dramatic Theater will get your monsters up pretty high, which is another thing you do want with this deck. And also 2 Bubble Barrier, just for extra protection and stopping battle damage. There have been some games, like against Lunalights, where this card really helps, so they don't attack into it repeatedly, your Performapals, and nail you down for all your life. And also 2 Performapal Call, just for extra special summonings with this. Not special summonings, search effects, my mistake. Basically, when your opponent attacks directly, activate this, negate the attack, and search for Performapals with defenses equal to up to their defense. And also 1 Bottomless and 1 Torrential Tribute to finish off the main deck. And for the extra deck, I run 1 Trapeze Magician for the magicians you run, 1 Dark Rebellion, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Steel Swarm Roach, 1 Magister for the pendulum monster searches, 1 Castell, 1 Diamond Direwolf, 1 Emerald, 1 Heartland Draco, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 number 103, 1 Utopia, 1 Arc, 1 Taras, because you do run a lot of level 5s now, and 1 Beast Eyes Pendulum Dragon for the easy fusion search with this Odd Eyes and another Beast Performapal monster. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.